شئت سهلا. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, everyone's doing well today. Today's lesson is going to be about Laylatul Qadr and preparing for the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Since today we're the 19th, correct? So tonight is going to be the beginning of the 20th night of Ramadan, and as such the last 10 nights will begin, inshallah, after Maghrib. So the intention with today's lesson is one, for everyone, just as a reminder, the importance of Laylatul Qadr in these last 10 nights of Ramadan, and to think about everyone, just to think about for themselves what their plan is going to be on how they're going to approach these last 10 nights of Ramadan. With anything, you need a plan. If you want to memorize Quran, you have to have a plan on how you're going to do that. If you want to go and build something, you have to have a plan. So it's not different with Laylatul Qadr in the last 10 nights of Ramadan. You have to have a plan on how you're going to approach this, and to ensure that, inshallah, you maximize as much as you can out of these last 10 nights. So I want to start off by mentioning something that is not actually related to Laylatul Qadr. And it's the narration where one time the Prophet ﷺ was praying with some of his companions. And as the Prophet ﷺ said, Sami'a Allahu liman hamida, a man in the Jama'ah said, رَبَّنَا لَكَ الْحَمْدُ حَمْدًا كَثِيرًا طَيِّبًا مُبَارَكًا فِيهِ, which means, Oh Allah, all praise belongs to you, praise that is plentiful, pure, and blessed. Then the Prophet ﷺ, after the prayer, turned around and said, who said that? And the man said, it was me, Ya Rasulullah. The Prophet ﷺ then said, رَأَيْتُ بِضْعَةً وَثَلَاثِينَ مَلَكًا يَبْتَدِرُونَها أَيُّهُمْ يَكْتُبُهَا أَوَّلًا. And so it means that I saw 30 something angels, and they were competing over this phrase of yours, which of them would write it down first. And so if you can imagine, the Prophet ﷺ was amazed by the scene of angels rushing to compete, which one of them is going to write down this good deed that this man, or this saying that this man said. And so if you can imagine the scene of Laylatul Qadr, where billions upon billions of angels are coming down from the heavens to record the ibadah of all the Muslims. And they fill up the heavens and the earth. And so if you can imagine this scene, and also on Laylatul Qadr, the decree of the year is coming down. So if you can, imagine this scene of all these angels, all these malaika. As you know, all the malaika, they don't disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're all awliya. And so this scene, if you were able to see this, how would your prayer be? How would your dua be? How would your qiyam be? How would you be? What kind of dua would you make if you were able to witness all these things? Just something to think about. And so, Laylatul Qadr, why is it called Laylatul Qadr? Some scholars said that it's called Laylatul Qadr because it's the night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decrees the provisions, the fates, who is going to live, who is going to pass away in the upcoming year, and this is passed on to the angels. And this is the position of Ibn Abbas and Qatada and others. Others said that Laylatul Qadr, or that it's called Laylatul Qadr because of its high honor, its high esteem. When you say the qadr of something, you're talking about how great it is. It's like when you're talking about someone, you say that this is someone of great qadr, they're of great rank, great esteem, to have a great position. So they said it's called that because it's a night that has a very high status. The third is that it's called Laylatul Qadr because the one who spends it in worship is granted a greater honor than that which they ever had. So their nobility with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is increased. And the fourth is that it's named Laylatul Qadr because the worship itself during this night has tremendous reward. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in the Quran, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةٍ مُبَارَكَةٍ, meaning that verily we have sent it down on a blessed night. And إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ فِي لَيْلَةِ الْقَدْرِ, which means indeed we have revealed it on the night of Al-Qadr. And so what makes this so special? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly points out why it's so special, and it's because that the Quran was revealed on this night. So if you think about the different meanings here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who has the greatest qadr, sent the angel with the greatest qadr to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has the greatest qadr, with the book with the greatest qadr, in the month of the greatest qadr, and it will have the greatest qadr in terms of reward on the Day of Judgment. So if we break this down, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the highest status. Nothing can be compared to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He does not resemble the creation in any way whatsoever, and He has power over everything. Everything occurs in this world, the good and the bad, by His decree. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the Quran with the angel with the greatest rank, which is who? Jibreel alayhi salam. Jibreel alayhi salam has the greatest rank amongst all of the angels. To the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, who has the greatest rank amongst all of the prophets, and of course all the creation. And He sent the book, the Quran, which has the greatest rank as well. All of the revelations from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are blessed, but the Quran specifically is the greatest amongst them. In the month with the greatest rank, which is Ramadan. Ramadan is the best month in the entire year. And it will have the greatest reward on the Day of Judgment, inshallah. And in it is the greatest night, which is Laylatul Qadr. And so there's nothing in the deen that translates to a greater, or to obtaining a greater reward in such a small amount of time with such little effort than Laylatul Qadr. It's just one night in the entire year, but so much reward can be obtained through observing that night. So let's point out that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored Ramadan and honored Laylatul Qadr for the same reason. It's important to say here that Ramadan is honored because of the Quran. The Quran is not honored because of Ramadan. And there is a difference between the two things. Because many of us, we only pick up the Quran in Ramadan. And this is a faulty way of viewing our relationship with the Quran. The month of Ramadan is special because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, شَهْرُ رَمَضَانِ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ فِيهِ الْقُرْآنِ. It is the month in which the Quran was revealed. Likewise, the night is special because it is the night in which the Quran was revealed. It's also important to point out that the Prophet ﷺ said in an authentic hadith that the month that all of the other revelations were revealed coincided with the month of Ramadan. So the Suhuf of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, they were sent on the first night of Ramadan. The Torah, which was revealed to Prophet Musa alayhi salam, was revealed on the 6th of Ramadan. The Injil, which was revealed to Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, was revealed on the 13th of Ramadan. The Zabur, which was revealed to Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salam, was revealed on the 18th of Ramadan. And the Quran was revealed on the 24th of Ramadan.